It began with a horse. In 1536, King Henry VIII suffered a catastrophic fall during a jousting tournament at Greenwich Palace. The horse landed on him. He was unconscious for 2 hours, but what didn't heal was the leg. From that day on, ulcers formed, deep, festering wounds that never truly closed. They stank, they oozed, and they tortured the king with every step. Unable to exercise, his appetite grew uncontrollably. He devoured meals fit for 10 men, meat, pies, wine, and sweets. He ballooned in weight. Eventually, he grew so large that his old suits of armor no longer fit. He had to be hoisted onto his horse by crane, a far cry from the young knight who once dazzled all of Europe. His doctors tried everything: poultices, leeches, potions, but nothing stopped the ulcers. The leg grew worse. Some feared the infection would kill him outright, but it wasn't the leg alone that rotted. By January 1547, Henry's body had become a prison. The stench of his wound was unbearable. He couldn't walk, he couldn't sleep, and he could barely breathe. Some whispered the king had become a beast, gluttonous, paranoid, and ruled by pain. Yet even dying, Henry remained dangerous. He was paranoid, sharp-tongued, and merciless. One of his final acts, signing the death warrant of Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, who was beheaded the day before the king died. On the night of January 27th, Henry fell into a coma, and in the early hours of January 28th, England's most infamous monarch took his final breath. For 3 days, his death was kept secret. The nobles scrambled, Edward Seymour, Cranmer, Paget, all aligning for power before the truth was revealed. Then, under winter skies, Henry's bloated body was taken toward Windsor to be buried beside Jane Seymour, the one wife who gave him a son, and the one he may have loved. But even in death, his body betrayed him. The coffin began to leak. Some say dogs licked at the trail of putrid fluid along the church floor where his body rested. Myth? Perhaps, but to many it felt like justice. On February 16th, Henry VIII was buried in St. George's Chapel. No vast crowd, no national mourning, just silence and dust. He had broken with Rome, shattered monasteries, beheaded wives, and ruled through terror. But in the end, Henry VIII died alone, crippled, rotting, forgotten by those already chasing his crown.